I have been living on my own for 2 weeks now, because my mother recently died. They buried the whole family. I still can't leave. I never knew my father. A fun life, in general, is coming, me and my cat. And it seems to me that I'm slowly starting to go crazy. Yesterday I returned home from work. I work in shifts as a packer on the assembly line. At 3 in the morning, had dinner with my favorite dosherak and went to bed. The mobile phone, as usual, was placed on the bedside table at the head of the bed. And so in the morning they called me. Through my sleep, I pressed the answer button and heard. "Hi, son, listen, I've already left for work. Could you take the chicken out of the freezer? I'll make something tonight." "Okay, Mom," I answered through my sleep and hung up the phone. Half a minute later I was already standing over the bathroom sink, washing my face with cold water. I was chilled. I wonder who could joke like that. I got. But it was her voice. I pondered for a long time and eventually came to a non-brilliant conclusion. Well, they were joking, and they were joking, not enough idiots, or something. With such thoughts, I went to the kitchen to make morning coffee. There was a chicken in the sink. If it were not for the morning sleepiness, I probably would have fallen into hysterics, and only my legs buckled. I'm sitting, everything is shaking, but I don't have enough spirit to get up and do something with this chicken. And then the doorbell rang. Opening the door I saw the postman. He handed me a letter. The letter had no return address and no name of the addressee. I go to the kitchen, start to open the envelope, and here I am again like a butt on the head. The sink is empty. Not a trace of the damn chicken. I put the letter aside, looked into the freezer. It lies frozen in pieces of ice. Obviously it has not been taken out for a week from the very moment I threw it there. This is going to happen, I got. The psyche, crippled by the death of a loved one, still makes itself felt. He returned to the letter, took out a folded piece of paper and began to read. "Dear Tamara Alexandrovna, that was my mother's name. We offer you our sincere condolences on the death of your son." What flashed through my head? In connection with the death of your son, my name and patronymic were written here at work. I fell into a stupor. What happens? A letter arrives from my place of work without a return address with my obituary, and they know that she died. I took money for a funeral from the mutual aid fund and the authorities organized a vacation for me for a week. In the end, I decided to deal with all this devilry upon arrival from work, got dressed and left. At work, I asked leading questions in the personnel department and in the supply department, not directly of course, but given that they looked at me like I was an idiot, I realized that someone seriously decided to piss me off or put me in a fool. After working through the day with such unhappy thoughts, I went home. I went into the apartment and immediately felt a strange smell from my mother's room. Did the cat again go out of need where it is not necessary? I took a washcloth from the bathroom, went into my mother's room, and actually saw a stain on the bed. I turned on the light and almost had a heart attack. A cold sweat broke out in my chest. All I could do was settle down on the floor in a bag and convulsively gasp for air. On the mother's bed there was a red-brown stain on half the sheet. To say I'm crazy is an understatement. I don't remember how I crumpled this sheet and threw it into the garbage chute. I guess that's what forensics call a state of passion. I remember myself already in the kitchen, overturning a glass of vodka. And now I'm surfing the internet and typing this text in order to somehow systematize what is happening to me. To my right is a letter about my death, dated tomorrow, and to my left is a phone that has been ringing for 5 minutes. My mother calls me, and her switched-off device lies in the next room. I don't want to answer this call, I really don't want to. But the phone does not want to settle down. If I manage to survive this night and not go crazy, then tomorrow I will have to go to work on the night shift. But I don't want to die, I don't want to.